AM 770 KTTH, Brian Suits here, and the latest as of half an hour ago in Ukraine's Russian Air Force aircraft, literally, as I was pointing out, that many of the pilots are the sons of influential people in Russia, and that they were sparing them. They're attempting now here at day five or six of the invasion of Ukraine, a decapitation of command and control, and they're day six of trying to kill Zelensky, who spoke to the European Union earlier today in a very moving speech because it made the translator cry, get choked up, and a very patriotic speech from a guy who's leading his country at war. And I got it before I play this for you. I just got to say, I think this is the sound of Putin getting very personal and figuring that he's got to be in one of 4 or 5 buildings in Kyiv and that he wants him dead. I should set this up, obviously. It's from inside of a car, and the driver's reacting to a bomb that just fell on another building as a building just past it, a few hundred yards past the building that he's stopped in front of, which has a giant gray mushroom cloud in front of it. When this happened. So that is ongoing, and then I have a source that says that the Russians have issued a warning to the public to stay away from their intelligence building because they're about to bomb that. So this guy when this goes off, because I'm going to go ahead, Greg, I'm going to use the flash to bang method.
I'm ready.
Okay, so it's sound travels at about 3 seconds per mile. So this
do the math.
This is how close the guy is. Flash. That's how close the guy is. He's about a third of a mile from this thing. And this is not, by the way, this is not a fuel air explosive. This is just like we do. This is a retarded regular bomb that is going to penetrate into a concrete structure, take a second, and then blow up. The
last week or two, I've been looking for reasons for optimism, and yesterday was the first day I really felt pessimistic about the situation, whether it's that 40-mile convoy of Russian personnel and trucks and arms, all that stuff making its way into Kyiv, or just the dire situation that appears to be looming for Ukraine, and in particular Zelensky, has me really down this morning.
Well, and like I say, because he's finding out that he was Putin, that is that he was kind of sold a bill of goods in regards to how his military would perform. And also yesterday, there's footage from inside Russia of a row of smaller, like minibus ambulances offloading wounded and dead onto a train. And that's all over Russia today. So the last time Zelensky tweeted was 2 hours ago.
And Russia might not have the logistics or the strategy perfected, but what they do have is an army in the hundreds of thousands of conscript bodies that they're willing to sacrifice in order to expand Putin's power.
Yeah, and absolutely the will through Putin to do this to a Western capital. And this guy Zelensky is making it personal. He's been, the last 2.5 years since he's been president of Ukraine, that has been his target number one of his satire in Russian and in Ukrainian. Anytime he's behind a microphone, he takes a dig at Putin and Putin's mistress in Switzerland, or like happy birthday to Putin's twins. Like he does birthday shout outs for the children that Putin has had with mistresses. And so he is in Kyiv. He's got to be somewhere protected. So clearly they made a they're hitting a couple different buildings and hitting them hard. And he has zero compunction about how this looks. I mean, as I'm flipping through from Fox to MSNBC and CNN, nobody's on this right now, but it's... Друзья, срочно на вышке, только что по телеге, Киев. And this is a level of force that they did not use 5 days ago in Kyiv.
Right.
You missed it, but they were hitting air defense. We were function about how this looks. I mean, as I'm flipping through from Fox to MSNBC and CNN, nobody's on this right now, but it's...
Друзья, срочно на вышке, только что по телеге Киев.
And this is a level of force that they did not use 5 days ago in Kyiv.
Right.
You missed it, but they were hitting air defense. We were not seeing it. So the Russian Air Force hitting some very specific targets. Then meanwhile, in the city of 1.4 million, Kharkiv, bigger than Seattle, they're deliberately targeting civilian apartments and things like that. But so I'm waiting to see here. But he's I got to say, this is what happens when you're in the Kremlin, and way down at the other end of the table is the Air Force, the aerospace forces, and you say, I want that guy dead. Here's my good friend who I just dressed down last week, the head of Foreign Intelligence, the SVR. He's going to give you the exact location of Zelensky. Remember in Aught 3, we were trying to kill Saddam. The opening shock and awe in Iraqi freedom was intended to get one of the 4 or 5 palaces where we thought he would be, and that was the intent. And Saddam, it was nothing personal, but we just wanted to decapitate him because he really was at the top of a pyramid, and it was a long drop, to the next guy. So this is what Putin is trying to do.
Looking for any positive news today, it does appear that Europe is finally waking up in terms of its desperate need to arm themselves, increase their defense spending, and have a united front against Putin's aggression. I saw today at the UN, just maybe an hour and a half ago, there were 140 UN diplomats that walked out as Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov began to address the chamber. There's a video making the rounds on social media.
On NBC right now. NBC,
is it?
NBC, no. Their little super under is... U.S. officials say a frustrated Putin may order escalations in Ukraine.
No, shocking.
Yeah, you get on the internet there, NBC.
And look, I know the UN, a lot of people describe it as the United Nothing, and that's true to a certain extent. But again, Germany promising that it's going to commit 2% of its GDP to defense. There is an awakening going on right now. That part of the world has been asleep for many years and even in bed with the Russians in many terms, in terms of their energy deals and the like. And so there's a shift taking place.
And here's the thing, anyone Putin's tried to kill, I would advise you don't make a martyr of that guy, but he still tries to kill them. And if he makes a martyr of Zelensky, if he just did about 30 minutes ago, it's not going to end well. 3 hours ago, Zelensky spoke to the EU about Ukraine membership in the European Union, and he's in a bunker in a T-shirt, and he's speaking so movingly about Putin cruise missiling a square called Freedom Square in Kharkiv, killing dozens of kids and civilians, intentionally targeting an area with no military value. And the interpreter got choked up as he was speaking to the EU from the bunker this morning.
We are fighting just for our land and for our freedom, despite the fact that all large cities of our country are now blocked. Nobody is going to enter and intervene with our freedom and country. And believe you me, every square of today, no matter what it's called, it's going to be called, as today, Freedom Square in every city of our country. Nobody's going to break us. We're strong. We're Ukrainians.
And he got a standing ovation from the EU Parliament, who was safe in Strasbourg, and some of them were crying because even through a translator, you can hear the emotion in the translator's voice. Who, by the way, is there in Ukraine? He's in Kyiv. So we'll take a break tonight at 6 p.m. We're going to be carrying through Fox News Radio the State of the Union address by President Biden, and events obviously between now and 6. That's 10 hours. Anything can happen.